Asset protection in today's security landscape relies heavily on risk management principles. Security professionals must strike a balance between the investment in protective measures, including physical security, and the potential benefits they provide. By assessing risks and evaluating the cost-effectiveness of various security strategies, organizations can make informed decisions. An essential goal of risk management is to reduce the total number of incidents that could lead to loss. Prevention, deterrence, and mitigation strategies play a crucial role in achieving this objective. Rather than aiming for absolute prevention, which can be prohibitively expensive, security professionals focus on managing loss effectively at the least cost. This approach involves identifying critical assets, assessing their vulnerability, and implementing targeted security measures. In summary, asset protection is no longer solely about fortifying physical barriers. It's about making informed decisions based on risk assessments. By adopting a risk-based approach, security professionals can safeguard assets while optimizing resource allocation. Ultimately, effective risk management ensures that protection efforts align with organizational goals and constraints. Risk management is a systematic and analytical process through which an organization identifies, reduces, and controls its potential risks and losses. By assessing vulnerabilities, implementing preventive measures, and creating contingency plans, organizations can safeguard their assets and enhance overall resilience. Risk management is a critical practice that enables organizations to proactively address potential threats and vulnerabilities. By systematically identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks, businesses can protect their assets and maintain continuity. Risk identification. Organizations must first identify and categorize risks relevant to their operations. These risks can include financial, operational, strategic, or compliance-related factors. Regular risk assessments help uncover vulnerabilities and potential areas of concern. Once risks are identified, a thorough assessment is necessary. This involves evaluating the likelihood and impact of each risk. Quantitative and qualitative methods can be used to prioritize risks based on severity. Implementing preventive measures is crucial. Organizations should develop strategies to reduce the likelihood of risks occurring. Examples of risk mitigation measures include strengthening cybersecurity, improving safety protocols, and enhancing asset protection. Despite preventive efforts, some risks may still materialize. Contingency plans provide a roadmap for responding to unexpected events. These plans outline steps to minimize damage, restore operations, and protect stakeholders. Monitoring and adaptation. Risk management is an ongoing process. Regular monitoring ensures that risks are continually assessed and addressed. Organizations should adapt their strategies as new risks emerge or existing ones evolve. The critical first step of risk assessment: asset identification and valuation. This foundational process ensures that we comprehensively understand what needs protection and allows us to make informed decisions about security measures. Asset identification. Asset types. Tangible assets. These are physical items that can be touched or seen. Examples include buildings, equipment, vehicles, inventory, and cash. Intangible assets. These are non-physical assets that hold value. Intellectual property, such as patents, trademarks, and copyrights, brand reputation, customer data, and software fall into this category. Mixed assets. Some assets have both tangible and intangible components. For instance, a company's brand reputation, which is intangible, may be closely tied to its physical storefront, which is tangible. Valuation. Once assets are identified, we assess their value. Valuation methods vary based on the asset type. Importance of asset valuation. Risk prioritization. Knowing the value helps prioritize which assets require stronger protection. High-value assets merit more robust security measures. Cost-benefit analysis. By comparing the cost of securing an asset to its value, organizations can make informed decisions. A high-value asset justifies greater investment in security. Emergency procedures. During emergencies such as natural disasters or theft, knowing asset value guides evacuation priorities and resource allocation. Categories of threats that enterprises encounter. Intentional threats. These are deliberate actions taken by individuals or groups with harmful intent. Examples include cyber attacks, theft, fraud, and industrial espionage. To mitigate intentional threats, organizations should implement robust access controls, encryption, intrusion detection systems, and security awareness training for employees. Natural threats. Natural disasters pose risks to business continuity. These include earthquakes, floods, fires, hurricanes, and pandemics. Enterprises should have disaster recovery plans, redundant systems, and off-site backups to minimize the impact of natural threats. Inadvertent threats. These arise from unintentional actions by employees or third parties. Common examples include accidental data leaks, misconfigurations, and human errors. To address inadvertent threats, organizations should enforce security policies, conduct regular risk assessments, and promote a culture of security awareness. Vulnerability versus threats. A vulnerability refers to a weakness or flaw in an asset, system, or process that could be exploited by a threat. It is an inherent characteristic of the organization or facility. Organizations can often control or mitigate vulnerabilities through security measures, policies, and best practices. Threats, on the other hand, are external factors or events that could harm an organization or its assets. Unlike vulnerabilities, threats are typically beyond the organization's direct control. Examples of threats include natural disasters, cyber attacks, theft, or social engineering. Remember that effective risk management involves identifying vulnerabilities, assessing threats, and implementing appropriate safeguards to minimize potential harm. Risk analysis is a systematic process that involves identifying, assessing, and managing potential risks to an organization, project, or system. It aims to understand the likelihood and impact of adverse events and develop strategies to minimize their effects. There are two roles of risk analysis. First, it introduces the concept of the impact of a loss event. The second role for risk analysis is to place the identified risks in some sort of priority or sequence of importance. The primary basis of an organization's assets protection strategy should always be risk. Risk mitigation. Risks are mitigated in order of priority. Risk mitigation strategies can be summarized by the 4 Ds and 5 avenues. The 5 avenues are risk avoidance, risk transfer, risk spreading, risk reduction, and risk acceptance. First up, risk avoidance. This involves taking actions to prevent a risk from occurring altogether. Organizations may decide not to engage in certain activities or projects if they pose significant risks. For example, if a company identifies a high-risk investment opportunity, they might choose to avoid it entirely rather than proceed and face potential losses. Risk transfer involves shifting the responsibility for managing a risk to another party. This can be done through contracts, insurance, or outsourcing. By purchasing insurance, a business transfers the financial risk of property damage or liability to the insurance company. Spreading risk involves diversifying investments or activities to reduce the impact of a single risk. It's commonly used in financial portfolios. Instead of investing all funds in a single stock, an investor diversifies by allocating money across various stocks, bonds, and other assets. Risk reduction focuses on minimizing the impact or likelihood of a risk. Organizations implement control processes, policies, and contingency plans. Enhancing cybersecurity measures like firewalls, encryption, and employee training reduces the risk of data breaches. Sometimes, despite efforts to avoid or mitigate risks, they remain. Organizations may choose to accept the risk, acknowledging it and preparing to manage consequences. A construction company might accept the risk of weather-related delays during a project, knowing they can't eliminate this risk entirely.